My name is Tracy Matson. I'm a certified professional dog trainer and behavior consultant, and I live in Utah, where we have had never ending snow. I don't think I've ever seen this much snow in the 30 years I've lived here. It's crazy. I have a 5 foot fence that my dogs can literally just like hop over. So I have to go out with them when they go potty. And it is just crazy. Um, so I'm happy to be here out of the snow, and uh, we're going to answer some questions for about the next half hour. If this is your first time getting on, um, give me your name and where you're from, either state or country. That will enter you into the drawing, and we'll do a drawing around 6:30ish. So I like to get on the Perfect Pup Facebook page and look for good questions and stuff to answer. And so there's a couple that I saw on here. Shireen, and hopefully Shireen will be here tonight. Her post was removed, and it may have been because she was talking about therapy dog. But I'm going to answer it anyway. Hi, Phyllis. Because it is a good question, and it does have to do with training. She asked about like having a new dog that's super hyper and worried that it won't make a good therapy dog. Not true. I have a dog. Hey, Lonnie. I have a dog, Jade, which probably a lot of you know or have seen. And she has so much energy. I mean, she can go and go and go and go and never get tired. She's my hyper girl. Even at 4 years old, people think she's a puppy because she has so much energy. And she is a therapy dog that goes into schools. She's also a service dog for me. And so sometimes, like, she has to do a downstay for 2 hours. And she can do it. So it does take a lot of training. I've been training Jade for about 2 years now. We're not done yet, but she's really doing well. And I think it's important to have, and the reason I chose to answer this is because this goes for all dogs and all training. I think you have to have a balance. So there are days when Jade will go to work for me. She'll be my neutral dog. Then we go to the school and kids read to her. And so when she's working a lot, then I give her a break and I let her be a dog. And I let her like get the zoomies in the yard and run and hike and get all that out. So when her vest goes on, she understands that she's working. But when the vest is off, she can go crazy. And it's amazing how the dogs learn that. And it, like I said, it does take a lot of work, but yes, a hyper dog can absolutely be a therapy dog. Let's see, Facebook user. My puppy is getting neutered tomorrow, and I'm nervous because he is a licker and has so much energy. Yeah, a couple of tips. You can get like a small pair of boxer shorts. You could do like a onesie. You can obviously like do a cone and say, hey, Kirsten. So you could do a cone. I found the donuts work really good, but it depends. When I got one for Jade, she was able to still get to her foot. So I ended up going back to a regular cone. So it depends on because the donut's inflatable and they can like sort of push it down. So if they can push it down and reach to lick, you may have to do, something more like a cone. I'll tell you though that the neuters are much easier than the spays, and like fewer stitches and stuff like that. So I think cone, since dogs like to lick, make sure you have like stuffed Kongs, lick mats, stuff available so your dog can lick. Um, but still, he's going to want to lick that area as it's healing. So I would do a cone. You could try a donut or even like a onesie. I've used onesies before and they work great for that. You just have to cut a little hole for the tail, but not big enough to where, they can reach around and lick where the surgery was. So yeah, good luck with that. They'll do fine. I mean, I used to sit on a lot of neuter surgeries and they're super easy. The dogs recover really easy, really well. So I think you'll be fine. Okay, so another question that I had on here, let's see, this was from Marianne Bowers. She was wondering about crate training and feeling guilty about crating. I am a huge proponent of crates. I have a large crate in my living room with the door open, and my dogs will go in there on their own. When I have a puppy board and train with me, like right now, oh, she's actually laying by my chair. Shocking, because she's a puppy. We do daily naps. So we get on a routine, we go potty, she eats breakfast, then we go potty again, then we do a training session, then we do enrichment, then we go potty, and then I will leave to go see a client around lunchtime, and she will go in a crate for a nap, because I think sleeping and naps is really important for dogs. And since she's a puppy and can like chew, and I mean, she's pretty well potty trained, but yeah, I put her in a crate and she does great. She'll go right in and lay down, and then I'm usually gone an hour and a half and then come back and let her out. So don't feel bad. I think people tend to think that it's cruel to put dogs in crates, like we're putting them in jail or something. But if you make it nice, like with beds and blankets, like my dogs love their crate. Like I said, they'll go in on their own, because it's kind of like their safe spot. They like to just go in there and veg and chill out. So I think crates are really good to use, and yeah, you can do like 1 or 2 times a day. The other reason why it's really important is so that your dog learns to like self-entertain and to be alone. We see so much separation anxiety right now that's happened because of COVID, and nobody left. Like nobody was going anywhere. So it's better to like crate your dog and leave for even a half hour, come back. Just so your dog learns, and put a toy or something in the crate. So I always put a chew item and some water in the crate. I mean, I have a huge crate though, so I have one of those buckets that I can just hang on there. Because I did have a dog with separation anxiety and he could bust out a crate, so I had to get the really heavy duty one. But like when I put Puppy in her crate, I put a toy in there with her so she has something to do. Hey, Renee. So she has something to do, and then it's not like a punishment, and they love it. So yeah, I would totally crate. The other thing that she brought up, I think same dog, was that this dog is a hunting breed and was like not going after like in an aggressive way, but like knocking over a young child. And somebody had commented or told her, hey Brian, I actually wrote you down because I knew you were going to be on here. So somebody said, well, you can't train that out of them. And that is true. You can't train out genetics and DNA and stuff like that. So if you have like a herding breed, hey Nicole, if you have a herding breed or a guarding breed, hunting breed, you can't train that out of them. But what you can do, Oh, Facebook late user. The one that said hi late, but I made it. Who is this? And I'll enter you in the drawing. It just says Facebook user to me. So yes, while it is true that you can't train out genetics, you can give the dog an outlet for that which he was bred to do. So, like for herding breeds, I like to use a flirt pole. Oh, Renee. Hi, Renee. Um, so for hunting breeds, I like to use like snuffle mats, hide treats, like let the dog hunt, but let them hunt for treats or food instead of other things. So pit bulls were originally bred for varmint control, like hunting voles and gophers and stuff like that. So every summer I have little tunnels all around my yard from the voles, and I let my dogs hunt. They've never caught one, but they can go around, they can dig, they can hunt. I don't really love my grass being dug up, but they don't do it bad. And there is one area where I do allow them to dig as much as they want. But it's such a good outlet for them to be able to actually hunt. They're not hurting an animal because they don't catch them. I guess there's always that chance, but I also use snuffle mats with my dogs, so nose work, even throwing food out into the grass or snow. If you live in Utah, we're going to have snow forever. But throwing that out and saying, go hunt, because then your dog is foraging for food. They get to hunt and they get to do that thing that they were bred to do. So whenever I'm seeing a new client with a breed that I haven't worked with in a while, I will always look up what the dog was originally bred for. So, to see if it's a herding breed, a hunting breed, a guarding breed, things like that, so that I know what kind of enrichment I'm going to instill in their training plan, so that they make sure that they're giving their dog an outlet for those things. Does that make sense? So it's actually really fun to look up and then come up with ideas that the dog can do to have that outlet. So the other one, Melissa asked about the evening crazies. Yes. So dogs are crepuscular, which means they are most active sunrise and sunset. So when you have a dog first thing in the morning that they're really hyper, they're crazy, that's why after breakfast and a potty break, we do a training session. I do clicker training. We make it really fun. It also helps tire them out. I've got Willie back here chasing a ball, so I have to make sure he's not stuck. You guys, I have to show you how good this dog is being. That's a 10-month-old. She's actually being really, really calm right now. Usually she's running around trying to get the other dogs to play with her. Then in the evening when the dogs get I've heard it called the witching hour. The zoomies, the crazies. That's when I like to do enrichment again. So like a snuffle mat, that would be a good time to do an enrichment box. So, save your Pupford boxes, spread peanut butter on the bottom, toss in kibble, treats, vegetables, fold it up and let your dog shred. So that also is very enriching for them. It's going to, let them problem solve, figure out how to open the box, figure out how to get the stuff out of the box, and it's going to be super rewarding for them. We did that when I worked in shelter or in rescue. We would do enrichment boxes like twice a week with the dogs, and they loved it. I still do it with Willie just because he likes to chew wood. And so I give him 2 enrichment boxes a week so he can get that wood/paper cardboard chewing out of his system. And since I started doing that, he has stopped chewing on stuff he's not supposed to chew on. So, yes, it's good. You could also do, when we're training, I usually recommend doing 3 20-minute training sessions or 3 15-minute, like make them really short. So, you could do one in the morning, you could do one midday, and then do one in the evening, because that's going to help tire the dog out. So doing that plus enrichment, you can even combine. So like when I use a floor pole, I'm teaching the dog to sit and wait, and then they get to chase it. They get to play tug, and then I teach it drop it, and then they have to like bring their energy level down and wait again, and then they get to go chase again. So you're combining something fun for the dog with training. So sit, wait, drop it. You're teaching all of those things. And the flirt pole is one of the best things I know to wear out a dog. So I had a client once tell me like their dog was never tired. They did not know how to tire their dog out. And so I went and got the flirt pole, and I played with this puppy for 5 minutes. And I'm not kidding. He went and laid down and totally went to sleep after 5 minutes of playing. So yeah, flirt pole's another one of those things. Okay. Any questions? That only burned up 15 minutes. I thought it would take at least a half hour. Okay, what questions do you guys have? If not, we could do a drawing now. I'm going to hop on over to the Pupford page for just a second and see if I can find some other okay, so Carson, I think I'm saying that right, is asking about a newly adopted Shih Tzu. They're working on potty training. So what I tell people when they rescue a dog, it usually takes at least 3 days to decompress and get used to their new surroundings. So like even when I do a board and train and a puppy comes to my house, which is a new environment, we do get started on some things, but I really let the dog settle in and get used to a routine first. So, we right up the very first day, we start doing the potty in the morning and then breakfast, and then another potty and then training, then enrichment, then nap. And as soon as the dog comes in from going potty in the morning, then they run right over to the kitchen to eat because that's the structure that I've set up for them. But yeah, there's a 3-day, 3-week, 3-month rule as far as how long it takes dogs to settle in and get used to different things. So yes, it does take some time. So first, just get in a routine. Just let your dog have predictability so that they kind of know what their day is going to be like. And, feed, you can go on walks. So just doing things that is going to help build a bond with the dog. And then once the dog is kind of settled in, then you can start some training. I would do all positive clicker training, something fun that the dog can do, but still teaching things, and keep them really short. So your training sessions should be like 15 minutes, take a break. Okay, Renee, is it common that a dog might not understand how to use the snuffle mat? Yeah, I've had some dogs like really not understand it. Peyton took a couple of times of me sitting on the floor guiding her before she understood what to do. Yeah, I mean, if dogs never had to forage for food, they may not know how to use their nose. But dogs can learn from other dogs. So if they see other dogs like, hunting for food, they can mimic. But yeah, like I worked with a dog today that was pretty shy and hadn't had any socialization at all. And so I put down a treat dispensing toy. And at first, the dog just looked at it like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? So I kind of had to roll it around a little bit and show the dog that if you kind of roll it, food falls out. And she then like picked it up and did it herself. So, sorry, I was reading another one and then I got distracted. So yes, it is okay to like show them what to do. And like when I'm doing the Kong wobbler or something like that, like I might tip it, show them how to do it. But yeah, you can absolutely like show your dog what to do until they get it. Let's see. If you have one dog that has lots of energy and then you get a second dog that's calmer, will the wilder one wear off on the calm one? I don't know 100%, but I can just go off of like personal experience with my own dogs. I have a super chill dog and I have a super wild dog with lots of energy, and they kind of just complement each other. Like if Maddie's in the crate chilling, sometimes Jade will go in the crate and lay down with her and chill with her. Sometimes when Jake goes out in the yard to run around, sorry, that's Willie, if you can hear that. He's rolling his ball all over. So sometimes when Jade goes out in the snow and is running around playing in the snow, Maddie will go out and do it with her. So, yeah, I mean, but it's not going to like change their personality. So if you have a really wild dog, it's not going to make your other dog wild. If you have a dog that's really calm, it's not going to make your other dog calm. So, you know, they may choose to play with each other at times or be calm together at times, but I don't think that it really like rubs off on them because that's part of their DNA, like genetic makeup. And so, yeah, there may be other trainers that have a different opinion, but that's just what I've found with my own dogs from experience and kind of what I've seen with client dogs and stuff as well. So that was a great question. Okay, any other questions? Shireen, was that you that asked that? Oh, I'm thinking it is you. It's coming up as Facebook user, but I think this is Shireen. Wanted to do pet therapy, but not thinking Cassie's going to be able to do it. Okay, let me put you down. So I did answer this earlier, Shireen, and I was saying that I've had 4 dogs that were therapy dogs, and some of them have a ton of energy, and it does take time as far as training. But what I have found is that when the vest goes on, the dogs know they're working. Yes, I know it was your question. That's why I wrote it down and answered it. And I think it got removed, and I think it was because it had to do with therapy dogs, but I'm answering it on this form anyway, because it was a good question about like, just because you have a dog with a lot of energy, they can still, oh, hey, Margaret, they can still make really good service dogs and therapy dogs. So like when Jade's vest goes on, she knows she's working. Like Willie, he could play with his ball all day long and run around. But when he puts his vest on and we go to the school and I put his little bed out, he knows that that's when he chills and the kids are going to read to him. So they can learn what they're supposed to do. So yes, just because you have a really, really hyper dog. Now there can be some other traits that might preclude them from being therapy dogs, like if they're just too nervous or too anxious or too shy, if they don't love being around people, then yeah, they might not make it. But just energy level, um, I mean, I'll tell you, I'm an evaluator for a local therapy group here, and we certified a Belgian Malinois as a therapy dog. And this dog does agility, has tons of energy. I mean, if you've ever seen a Belgian Malinois work, they can work all day long and not get tired. But this dog came in, passed the test, and so yeah, if a Belgian Malinois can pass a therapy test, I think pretty much any dog with energy could. But like I said, it does take some training. Okay, Margaret. Yeah, so I have kind of become an ethology geek. I took a theology class from Kim Brophy, and if you haven't read the book Meet Your Dog, oh my gosh, I don't know if mine's probably over on my coffee table. It is like one of the best books I've ever read. And so it's all about like ethology and how dogs evolved, and then we learned about each different kind of breed, such as herding breeds, guarding breeds, hunting breeds. And it was so good. I'm actually taking another ethology class now, just because I love learning about it. And when I'm consulting with clients, a big part of what I do is making sure the dog's needs are being met. Do they have an outlet for the things that they were bred to do? Because it was us that domesticated them. So I feel like it's up to us to give them an outlet for to do the things that they were bred to do. So it is super fascinating. So I like looking up breeds and kind of seeing what to expect, and then kind of what kind of stuff to give them. Margaret, I have a wild child that I wanted to train as a diabetic alert. Have you started training yet? Because my wild child is a migraine alert dog, and she's actually doing really well. I don't train scent detection, so I'm working with a trainer that does. And even though, we do all the regular stuff like exercise, enrichment, I make sure she has a lot of outlets for her energy. But, when her vest goes on and she knows it's time to work, she does great. So you could still do that. I started with Jade when she was about 2. I didn't get her till she was like 1. And so, yeah, she's been in the program for 2 years now. So, yes. And then, the more your dog ages, their personality is going to change. Like you might see some bad behaviors coming out during that teenage phase. So when your dog is a teenager, adolescent, you might think, oh my gosh, my dog is never going to make it. But it's a phase they go through just like a teenager. But then when they hit adult stage, then they kind of, like settle down a little bit and, can work. Willie's only 2, and he does great. It is a little bit harder for him because he loves the kids, and he doesn't lay down normally because of his disability like normal dogs do. So we haven't been able to put down on cue because he just does it when he can, but you can tell that it takes a lot of effort for him to lay down. So he doesn't like to do it, but when he does it, then he'll like lay down and be chill and read. And he's 2 years old, and he's got, for a disabled dog, he's got a ton of energy too. So yes, I believe that energetic dogs can still do it. Let's see. Nirav, did I say that right? I have a Shepherd Pit Mix puppy of 4 months old. Could you please provide what kind of training shall we start her with? Yeah, so the first thing I would do is go through the 30-day Perfect Pup. That's free with, you just have to join the Facebook group that is Zach George. It's Pupford's Facebook, but it's the Zach George 30-day perfect pup. There's also a video series that we did. It's called Train Your Dog with Me. So the Pupford founders had a friend that was getting a new puppy. So we went and filmed it just as if I were going in somebody's house with a brand new puppy. And so we kind of did that so that you would get the same experience as if a trainer actually came into your house. So you could go through either one of those. Hey, that's enough. Puppy barking at Jade. So you could do either one of those and get a really good start. Just make sure that it's good, positive reinforcement. I like to do clicker training. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go. Hey, what are you barking at? Sorry about that, but I'm going to talk about that for a second. I use an interrupter, so I don't know if you could hear her barking in the background, but I said that's enough. And for my dogs, that means, okay, you've barked, you've told me something's up, now you come and get a treat and be quiet. She's still learning that. She's only 10 months old. So when I said that's enough, she didn't stop barking. So I just went in and put her in her crate with a toy so that I can give you guys my undivided attention and not worry about her. So she's in her crate chewing on something. I can do this and then I'll let her out. But yes, I try to interrupt and redirect. Yes, Nirav, positive reinforcement training, clicker training. You can't go wrong with the 30-day perfect pup. Like you could do that and you'd get a really good start. Let's see. I started when he was 10 weeks. I have given up on the DAD training and I'm just doing obedience. Yeah, and I mean, sometimes, like I've never rescued a dog thinking I'm going to rescue this dog to be a service dog. What I have done is I rescue them because I like their temperament or the way they look. And then as we get into training, I think, oh man, this dog has a great temperament to be a neutral dog or to be like my class demo dog, or has a really great demeanor with kids. So let's do therapy work. So it's kind of like I've tailored it to fit the dog. And then I've been very fortunate in that 3 of my rescues have been service dogs, but I didn't rescue them with that intent. It was after I got into like training them and realized, oh man, this dog would be a really good service dog. So that's kind of what I did. Sometimes with my search and rescue dog, there were times when training just wasn't going well. He wasn't doing what I wanted. And when I was frustrated, then I would take a break. So I would do something easy and give him a break. And sometimes we took a break for 2 days. But what I noticed is that when we came back to training, he was better. Like he just needed that break. We went back and he was a rock star. Let's see. Kirsten, my Catahoula Oliver was crazy when I got him, eating furniture and everything. Routine, a tennis ball, and flirt pole did the trick. Yep. I mean, it's amazing how much just doing a routine with your dog sets them up for success. And then add in some toys and outlets for them, and it's really good for them. Nirav, I can't talk about food just because I don't know. I am not educated enough about food. Like I feed kibble, but I also put in vegetables like broccoli, green beans, carrots in my dog's food. This dog that I'm board and training right now, his owner cooks for him. So he's on kind of a raw diet, but there are veterinary nutritionists that you could probably Google. There is a really good, if you check out Whole Dog Journal, and I will put it in here. They have a lot of stuff about food. So where I'm not qualified to talk about food, these guys, they do the research and they know a lot of stuff about food. So I would look there. Okay, let me go back and see if I missed anything. Oh, who's the Facebook user that said, sorry, I'm late, but glad to be here? Because I'm just getting ready to do a drawing, and I want to make sure that I get everybody in here. Let's see, Kirsten, he really needs another dog partner, someone that he can rough and tumble with. Yeah, I mean, it's really nice having multiple dogs because they can play together. But you can also do like puppy play dates or doggy play dates with another dog. I'm not a huge fan of dog parks. I don't take my dogs to them, but I can put my dogs with other dogs and they're fine, like playing with other dogs. So yeah, you can do play dates. If you are able to get another dog, yes, it definitely has its benefits. Since one dog usually goes with me, I have 3, so that then 2 of them stay home and aren't by themselves. Okay, even though when I'm gone, they pretty much, like, Willie plays with his ball all day and Maddie sleeps. Okay, let me get these last few names and then we'll do a drawing. Catherine, where are you from? Calvetti. I need to know where you're from. Same thing with Leonina Avila. I just need to know where you're from. And then I can enter you. Okay, I'm assuming Wisconsin is Catherine. The rest of you, I know where you're from, so you don't have to. Oh, okay. Austin, for you. Okay. Oh, Nirav, yes. Oklahoma. Nirav. Okay. Yeah, so on my end, it just says Facebook user. So if you just get on and tell me your name and where you're from, then I can put you down. Okay, so let's do a drawing. I think tonight I'm gonna give away. Have you guys used the coffee wood? These things are great. Since we were talking about chewing. I just got an order. I don't want my dogs to see this yet, but these coffee wood, I mean, these look almost too good to give to your dogs. Like they're sanded down. I have some walking sticks that look this nice. But yes, this is the coffee wood chew. And I bought these for my dogs. This was actually for a dog that I'm working with. And so that's why I didn't want my dogs to see it. But they have some that are probably buried in the snow. But that's what I'm going to give away tonight because they are super good. My dogs love them. Okay, so let me put all the names in a bowl. And then if there's more questions, afterwards, then I'm happy to. Um, yes, Leonina, that one said extra large. And so I'm sure that there are smaller sizes. In fact, I'm pretty sure that on their site you can look and see which size you want. And if they don't have smaller, and if you win, just say, like, I have a really, really small pup. Instead, can I get a bag of treats? And they will totally swap it out for you and say, no problem. So yeah, they don't want to send you anything that you're not going to use. So, so yes, you can switch that out if you want. Okay, so tonight's winner. Oh, you think that I had Jade pick? Brian, you are tonight's winner. I just say Chaz, Brian Chaz, because I can't say your last name. But you are tonight's winner, so you probably already know. hello@pupford.com. And let them know that you're the winner. And they'll send you out one of those cool coffee wood chews. I might order some more for my dogs. Anyway, okay. Thank you guys for joining. Great questions tonight. I will see you guys back here next Tuesday, same time, 6 o'clock. And it's 6 o'clock Mountain Time. So 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So I will see you then, and have a great week. And hopefully it stops snowing, because I'm tired of shoveling. Oh, Nirav. Oh, no, wait. Who else was? Somebody said their Chiweenie loves the coffee wood. So, yeah, I am assuming that they make small ones. So, okay. Thanks, you guys. We'll see you next week.